What is up, boys? We're going to be doing some back testing today. No cuts. I'm going to be showing you guys this whole session, just a random session. And we're going to be back testing IFVGs. I have a very high win rate. And I'm going to be showing you guys what it looks like to take disciplined setups and just only look for A+ setups. So every week or every day, I back test 5 days of data after I'm done trading. You guys should be doing the same thing. And yeah, today I'm going to be showing you guys it. Oh, looks like we went a little bit too far. Alright, so we're going to be starting at market open. I did accidentally see what happens at market open, but I'm not going to trade it anyways. We're going to be getting our bias first, obviously. Looks like on the daily chart, we're going to be heading up for this high right here. So this is going to be our obvious first draw. Put a line right there. So this is a trade that you could take, 5-minute inverse, but it's before market open, and you have a high chance of getting manipulated out just like that. Alright, let's continue going through. So this is an inverse, but we took this high. So there is a likelihood that we could come down and take this low before going up, and that's where you would want to have your stop. So if you were going to take this, you would want the candle closure and the wick high to be below this. Looks like it does continue up. Are we going to take the draw? Alright, so now that we've taken our draw, we're going to scale out on a higher time frame, see what we have. ES hasn't taken the draw yet, so we are still bullish until ES takes the draw. We have a 4-hour gap up here that we can look for a price to head towards. And yep. Alright, so this is an inverse right here, just like the last one took the high, so we don't take that. So this right here would also be a good trade. Mech model. We have this 5-minute gap right here. We are already really close to it, and we just inversed this this 1-minute gap right here. So you'd be entering the trade right here. We are going to take this. Very quick break even. A lot of the times these trades can end up losing you a little bit of money because you don't have time to put your stop to break even. I would probably just target EQ of this range. So 0.5, put this right here. Boom. Alright, so now we're in this. We're going to click through on the 30-second. And as soon as this low gets taken, we're going to go break even. Yeah, so we would be break even now. And just like that, break even. So let's see what happens with the rest of the trade. Come on. Okay, so this trade was invalidated, but we have a new one appearing now because we just tapped into that 5-minute gap. We now can expect some momentum going up. You wouldn't enter right here because the trading leg is not inversed yet. We also have an SMT with ES. ES did not take this low. So we have an SMT right here, sweeping out this intermediate term low into a 5-minute gap. So this could be a good setup. All right, so yeah, you could take this here. You could definitely take this here. I would put my stop at this candle body low. And boom. This is also a trade that has like a 50% win rate, but like the probability of it stopping you out is super low. You're at least going to get break even. Like as soon as we push above those highs, we're break even. Are we going to get stopped break even, or are we going to hit TP? All right, we hit TP. That's awesome. All right, so it is now 10:30. We're going to move on to the next day. All right. Looking bullish here. This right here, once you guys memorize your daily profiles and what just like get a really good discretional like bias when looking at high time frames, this is a good sign when you're looking for longs. We're accumulating right here. We manipulated down into this intermediate term low, into this 1 hour gap, also 4 hour gap. And if we can get a push back up through this manipulation, that will be a really good long. We have a 15-minute gap right there. Probably not going to enter off a 15-minute gap closure, but so a little bit of manipulation down off market open. It's a little risky to long away from wicks like that, because those are the wicks that have the strongest draw towards them. But there's also an SMT with ES, so for now we'll still be bullish. Five-minute. All right, so we did not get the 5-minute close. You can look for a short now. All right, so we have equal highs with this high right here. So we are not going to be taking this short. We're still going to be bullish. Let's see where this candle closes. All right, so that's where we're going to enter. Obviously, I know that the next candle is going to be green. Don't flame me in the comments. But we're waiting for the 5-minute closure of this candle. So obviously, I didn't know that it was going to click to the next one. Stop's going to be right there. Honestly, don't have to put it that low. And we'll just go and target London high. Honestly, we'll just target this wick high, because we'll take profits on the way up. All right, this is a really good setup. Break even. We pushed above those highs. All right, yeah, we just tapped right back into that order block. Yeah, so that's definitely an unfortunate break even. I would probably enter back in off of this order block with like a lower risk. So we'll give it a shot. And we'll have our stop pushed up at, yep, there we go. We'll just go break even there again. Nice. So finding a break-even point for a trade like that can be tough. Probably should have gone break-even at maybe like a 1 hour gap or something, but there really wasn't. So maybe just like at 1 hour next time. But yeah, I got break-even stopped touching that order block, and a lot of the times that is also tagging in new orders. So don't be afraid to enter back in as long as it's still like a perfect setup. This 30-second inverse right here is actually really good too. I am now bearish on this day. I know we just took a win, but since it's back testing, we're trying to gather data. We took this high, and look, we haven't taken this over here. All LRL going up on ES. We have an SMT at the highs. ES did take. Alright, so we did just hit this devil's mark. And we are having a strong reaction back down. Is there a 5-minute gap below? Yes. So this will be a mech model. And as I mentioned before, we have that 930 wick low, which is a very strong draw. 931 actually, but it's the Judas swing. On ES, it might even be a stronger draw because of that SMT down there. So we're going to take this too. Once again, not as high probability that we're going to hit TP, but very high probability that we are going to get to our break-even point and not lose any money on the trade. Just like that. We're just going to keep dumping down. This is all low resistance liquidity, all the way down to this high resistance liquidity point, the Judas swing low. Right now you would cover, probably knock off half of your position. Boom. Next day. We have, looks like we are in a buy model up to this high right here. Might get a bearish reaction off of this point in here. We'll put a halfway middle line right there just to see how we react off of that. We are now coming back into this range that we've created here. Not respecting these 4-hour gaps at all. So we are definitely bearish down to here, but in a larger, broader sense, we are still bullish. But I think we need to find a point where we are going to react off of. Looks like we got some relatively equal lows right here too, so this is a good draw. Don't know if we'll get a trade down to it, but something we can look for. Yes. Alright, so we just manipulated up into some imbalances. Took this intermediate term high on the 15-minute. Wow, why does it say we didn't take it on there? That's weird. Oh, because we didn't. Alright, so this trade right here would be a pattern trade. Because we didn't actually... Oh, we have equal highs. Yeah, we didn't take that. We did on ES though. Bit of a pattern trade for looking at it on NQ. I don't like to take trades where, yes, yeah, you would have gotten stopped out break even there. So we did just take that draw. So now we're just gonna watch what happens. So we did just get an inverse back up, but since we've come down so much, we're not just going to take a random inverse. We have to wait for some structure to build up, maybe a 5-minute gap, 15-minute, because we could still very well reverse off these 2 5-minute gaps and continue going down. Just like that. This is a decent trade. Not really any strong draws below, I feel like. So I would probably stick out of this, even though it's a decent setup. Just the narrative isn't that good. However, this right here looks pretty good. We have an unfilled gap up here. It'll be a quick break even. This is a decent trade. Coming back up into that LRL, we broke the trend line. All right, let's hop in this. If we push above this high right here, we'll be break even, just because what we were hoping to happen kind of got invalidated. All right, so that stopped out break even. Souped that high. So since that trade failed, and we souped this high right here, right? We take this intermediate term high and then reject back down, inversing this 1 minute gap. This would be a decent trade. This would be a pretty good trade that I would have taken if we weren't in that one and I was just clicking through. And we have these relative equal lows below, engineered liquidity right here, and just the failing idea of us going back up. Yep, and would have hit TP there. So it is now 10:37. We'll click through a little bit more just to see another setup right here. 1 minute inverse, back up, might play out, stopped at break even, and then ran to TP. All right, next day. So no losses yet. Looking pretty bullish. What are we headed towards? This daily wick high. Not much else. That daily high is what we will be looking towards. Looks like we went right up and made equal highs with it. At least I'm good at finding draws, right? So this right here, stuff like this is super probable, but it's risky to take just because it's off of market open, we're volatile, it's an inverse, but like negative RR, it's very obvious that these equal highs are going to get taken like that. Yep. And we'll probably keep going up because ES needs to take them too. Yep. And ES took them without NQ going up more. Alright, so let me just click back through. And this right here is a decent trade. Depends on what we have beneath us to target. We are already coming out of a 5 minute gap. So this wick low from 8:30, probably news, is a decent draw. I would rather see that 5 minute gap inversed. We have SMT there. So this is a trade that I would take. I don't really like the candle body closure. This could be a loss. But the risk to reward is there because we have this 8:30 low, wick low, obviously a strong draw. This is going to be crazy if this hits. This is almost 4R and we just hit two other high R trades. Alright, so we're break even there. This is all low resistance liquidity. Hopefully this breaker type deal will hold the price down from stopping us out break even. And since this is all LR right here, we should flush down, except for maybe if there's an unfilled 5 minute right here. Yes, so there's an unfilled 5 minute right here. We're going to be taking partials there. Boom. Wow. We'll take 50% off of the trade there. Obviously, we're break even. And you guys have to understand, this wick low is such a strong draw. Like, you should have no problem holding this and not moving your stop down because we are confident that this wick low is going to hit. Like if you zoom out, like look on the 15 minute, like look at that. There's no way that's going to get left there. Even London lows looks like a really good draw. If this doesn't get hit, am I going to look stupid? Yeah, but Like, I've watched the charts enough to know that it probably will. So we're getting close. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Getting this set up in the opposite direction. It's playing out. Alright, guys. So that's why you take partials. I'm really surprised that didn't get hit. Oh, crap. It got hit on ES, and I wasn't paying attention. Rookie mistake, bro. So, normally I put... normally I'm paying attention to ES more, and if ES will take the draw, I'll exit out of the trade if I see the trade turning around. So right here I probably would have exited on this inverse. But yeah, that's still a really good trade. Very, very good trade there. Decent price action. Pretty good price action here. Getting a lot of setups. But that'd probably be it for that day. We are on Thursday. We have one more day and then we're done. 20 minutes. Holy crap. Whoa. A lot of LR built up here. We're going to mark that out right away. If you guys have made it this far in the video, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel and supports me. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers so I can start making money from the YouTube videos. That would be awesome. Also looks like we have some pretty strong draws below, as in London lows. But pretty mixed bias here. We're just going to kind of start clicking through and see what happens. Yeah, so we're just going to flush right through all these highs. Am I going to enter in just to get from here to here? No, because we wait for good setups. Took that. ES still needs to take the rest of it. We have this high up here. Alright, so now we're on our way to that draw. ES is still going up. We don't have any strong rejection yet. We're accumulating. We're looking for a manipulation down, take out this LRL, hopefully into the 5-minute gap, and then get an inverse back up. Or not. Same thing's going to happen here. Into the 5-minute gap. The only thing now is our narrative is messed up. ES is still going for... Yeah, ES is taking the high now. So we really have nothing to target. So guys, don't be pressured into taking trades when you have nothing to target because your draw is already taken. That is how you turn a day that could have been no losses, no wins, 0 P&L on the day to a red day. It's always nice to have a green day, but it's also very nice to avoid a red day. So we're down back into that 5-minute gap. Wow. Inverse back up. A whole bunch of volatility here. Looks like we had 10 o'clock news. Alright, yeah, so this inverse you'd be break even now. That'd be a decent trade. But we just can't expect that this is going to play out all the time. Just a random inverse up, right? And this is something that you would just hold 1R or use your fib, measure the manipulation lag. Usually it's going to turn around at 2.5 or 2, or it'll retrace and go all the way up to 4. So now we're kind of chopping. We're doing a lot of chopping now. And it is almost 11. And that's going to be it. So we'll check the stats. On that week we just did. All green week. And guys, this is This is 2023, which is a really good year of price action. So don't expect your months to look like this. But yeah, it's going to be it for today. That is going to wrap up our back testing session. Hope this helped you guys if you watched along. And have a good one. Stay blessed.